Katana Zero.
What does katana mean?
It means Japanese sword.
Currently only for PC and the Nintendo Switch. It's a $15 2D indie game that is definitely worth its price. In Katana Zero, play as Katana Zero, a guy dressed in a samurai suit taking down thugs and SWAT teams with a samurai sword. The ultimate goal of each level is to eliminate every enemy on the screen. Every enemy can be killed in one hit, but so can you. This one-hit kill mechanic combined with the slick movement makes the gameplay pretty addicting. The story gimmick is your character's on this drug that can let him see different outcomes of the future. And I know what you're thinking, this is just ripping off another classic Nick Cage flick, but what good story doesn't?
I'm like a prickly pear.
And this is supposed to explain why every time you die, you quickly rewind to the moment before the encounter. It's a fun little addition to the trial and error gameplay. You've got a slow motion ability that can give you more time to react to the fast-paced action. You can reflect bullets even without the slow motion, roll through lasers, do some Mario wall jumping, pick up items and use the environment in different ways. Eventually, you'll encounter some enemies that will really force you to mix up your approaches. And when the movement starts to feel second nature, you'll find yourself attempting levels without the use of slow motion at all, and that feels really good. The story is extremely cryptic, unreliable narrator, events happening out of order, reminiscent of games like Hotline Miami or Superhot. Only I found Katana Zero's story to be far more interesting than those two. Fair warning, this game's pretty morbid. The language and themes parallel some of the darkest movies I've ever seen. It gets pretty nuts. Throughout the story beats, you're offered branching dialogue trees, great for multiple playthroughs. You even have to choose specific options to get a secret boss, so it's worth replaying just for that. But personally, as much as I enjoyed it my first time around, I couldn't stand being forced into replaying those parts. I'd say the game is 60% gameplay, 40% cutscenes and dialogue trees. If you're the kind of player who doesn't give a shit about story in games, you might not want to touch this since it really breaks the pace of the core gameplay. Again, I err more on the impatient side. But after you beat the campaign, you can unlock speedrun mode, which allows you to replay the game and skip the cutscenes. Would have been nice to have the option outside the speedrun mode, but it's fine. I definitely recommend this game. It's got some questionable choices, like asking if you want the game to end halfway through the game. Sure. But overall, a very unique and inspired project. The dark 80s neon artwork and music complement the game tremendously, giving it so much character and life. The story is intentionally convoluted, but intriguing if you're willing to invest. A lot is left up to the player to figure out. But most importantly, I just think it's a lot of fun. Try out Katana Zero.
They call him Samurai. He speaks fluent Japanese.